Hello everyone, welcome to FITV. My name is Clarence Chongo and we are at CIELA Resort at their International Convention Center. The conference that's going on here is Land-Linked Zambia 2025 and I now have the pleasure of sitting with Mr. Philippe Niamkey, who is the Managing Director for AGL, and AGL is Africa Global Logistics. Mr. Niamkey, thank you very much for joining us here at Financial
Most
Insight.
welcome.
And we're going to start gently by you, first of all, introducing AGL to our audience and just articulate what it is the company does and perhaps what it entails for you as the figurehead and leader of that organization.
Well, thank you for this time and thank you for this interview. So, as you rightly say, AGL stands for Africa Global Logistics, which is multinational, providing logistics services in the entire Africa. AGL is a team of 23,000 employees. We're managing port concessions.
Okay.
We have more than 14 port concessions, mainly in Africa. Okay, we have agencies in every country of Africa, providing the entire end-to-end logistics services to our customers. AGL in Zambia, more precisely, is a team of 250 employees, where we have operations in Lusaka and also in the Copper Belt, where obviously there's much more focus on the mining industry. So our interest in the Land-Linked conference is for us obviously to be present to this gathering organized by the Ministry of Transport. So it makes sense for us to support such an event.
Yeah.
We are one of the largest logistics company in Zambia, where we are providing clearing services for oil and manufacturing companies. Okay, we clear more than half of all the fuel consumed here, fuel product consumed here in Zambia, for example.
Oh wow.
Okay, we are the main player also in warehousing and transport of minerals.
Yeah.
From Zambia, but also a lot of transiting from the Congo to the port. So it makes sense for us to support and sponsor such a major event where it's actually an international dimension.
Yes.
Where we have seen ministries and high officials coming from different countries.
Yeah.
And we were here last year. We have done even more this year, and then we want to be one of the major supporters of this event.
Excellent. So the conference has been over these 2 days, running around the theme of smart transport corridors.
Yes.
And your company and your operation being heavily embedded and invested in transport and logistics solutions, I can imagine that you have a very specific view of what smart transport logistics means. And if you could just explain that to us.
Yes. So, look, right now, the logistic industry has to evolve with the expectation of its customer and the expectation of the market.
Okay.
Right? So we are required to be more and more efficient in the service that we are providing. Okay? The entire supply chain is a cost to get the goods, to get the copper to the smelters to the manufacturers, to get the inputs for the mining, but also for the agricultural product where the fertilizers are needed at a very smart effort of time. Same thing, the agricultural commodities needs to be exported as well, and all the consumables as well. So this efficiency comes with also having all those new technology to be like an accelerator or a catalyst to this service that we are providing.
Yeah.
Now, we're not operating alone. We operate in an ecosystem where we have a lot of interaction with the authorities, where we need to be compliant at any point of time, and every country has to make sure that their requirements are met any point of time. So the cargo can be urgent, but you cannot bypass the obligation with the procurement. So this smart, when you say smart, it's how now you bring this technology to improve the efficiency to actually reach quickly the seaport, then the final destination.
Yeah.
Okay. So one way AGL is doing is to develop some tools that allow to have a very efficient communication between our system and the government system. For example, okay, you have to clear all the goods that you have to transit or to import or export into somewhere. Okay, when you're able to have efficient interface between the Zambia Revenue Authority ZRA system and our own system, you save a lot of time, okay, but you are much more efficient at the same time. Okay, when you are able to provide to your customer live update about where are these shipments, it gives us the opportunity to anticipate the arrival of their shipments and to know whenever there's a problem. So we are providing to our customer a live tool, which is a web interface that allow you to trace your shipment at every single stage, from the origin in China or in India, all the way to your final destination in Zambia. Okay. So of course it makes sense for us to be smart in the way we do it. Okay, and then it's actually almost like a race to provide these kind of tools to our customers.
Excellent. So I can imagine that His Excellency, the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema, talked about more or less dismantling borders, going borderless, as it were. I'm imagining that this is an approach that you are sold to.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and how far do you think we are being, or how far back are we being held by having different rules and legal frameworks in different jurisdictions, and how does that affect the efficiency of transport systems?
Well, I think we are lucky to have a visionary like our president, because without vision, you don't set the ambitions. You don't even try. And I think this is his role. Okay, is to show, okay, this is where we should go. This is the vision. Okay, and we shouldn't be shy of having such vision. That's the first thing. Too many times people see the problem before even try to embrace this this ambition. So he should keep this vision. He mentioned it already last year, and I think he mentioned it this year again. And I think this is good that we keep this vision. Why it is important? Because obviously, in the movement of goods to and from any destination, crossing different countries, the borders have been identified as the bottleneck. If you take a journey from here to South Africa, so with a truck you can do it maybe, if you are quite efficient, in 5 days, 6 days. Half of this time is spent at the border. So this is affecting not only the time to get the goods to one destination to another, but it is a big, huge economical impact on the cost of this transport. So you will see that half of the cost is actually time spent at the border. A truck is made to run, to drive. to have the wind turning.
Moving, yeah.
Okay, to move. Okay? A truck which is stationed is money wasted.
Yeah,
This
sure.
money wasted is factored in the cost of transport. Otherwise, those transport companies wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
So it is right to have the vision of trying to get borderless kind of transport.
Yeah.
Okay? So it comes with a lot of trade-off in a way. That if we have the right economical environment, if you have, as you said, alignment in the communities like the SADC communities, for example, okay, this is the basis, the framework for us to be able to do it. Okay? So it is possible. I can give you examples in other places in the world. If you take in Europe, for example,
Yeah.
it's free circulation. You will see that a truck hardly stops at the border between those countries. Okay? So it's not something impossible. This is something that exists elsewhere. When you have the actual framework, when you have the rules. Okay? So they are coming back to the smart technology. Okay? There are ways to trace goods whenever they are in transit in countries electronically.
Yeah.
Okay, you can put an electronic tag and make sure that this good doesn't find its way elsewhere. Okay, there are ways to do it, but it has to start with the common rally of every country. This is where history, okay, and the government was to do it. Real private operators are ready to move for it.
Yeah.
We have no issues. This is what we are asking for.
Okay.
And we are here to support this idea, and I think our presence here shows that we embrace this ambition as well.
Okay, and on that note, I would like to thank you for joining us and having this talk with us today at Financial Insight. So, Mr. Niamkey, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Philippe Niamkey is the Managing Director for AGL, Africa Global Logistics. I am Clarence Chongo, your host today for Financial Insight, and I say, get to know.